good. We're good. We're going. I shouldn't talk with my mouth open while I'm chewing. Let's see. I gotta get comments pulled up. I gotta let the Discord know that we're streaming. I got a few things I gotta do. Okay. 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 Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Comments. 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 There we go. There we go. What's up, Will? Oh my God, I was literally just watching one of your videos that I had missed from last time. What's up? Welcome. Welcome, guys. Guys, I'm currently chowing down on some Jack Link's beef jerky. Oh my, ugh, mmm, so good, so good. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to crack open a bag of beef jerky right before I started streaming, but here we are. We got to give it a few minutes to let some people get in here anyway. So it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good. What's up, Jesse? What's up, dude? How have you been? Jesse, you already know. You already know. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna keep chewing on this beef jerky until it's time to go. We're gonna get going in just a minute, but I'm gonna keep chewing on this beef jerky until then. All right? You'll have to excuse me. One more piece and then I'm done. I'm done. Done. Mmm. 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 So good. So good. Never had beef jerky in my life. You're missing out, in my opinion. Ivan, what's up, dude? Olivia, it's good to see you. Have you ever had deer jerky? I haven't. I haven't, but it sounds good. Chew away. So, guys, today's going to be a good one. Today's going to be a good one. All right, listen. So, I've seen a lot of talk recently. I don't know why I'm making this movement. I've seen a lot of talk, time and time again, all right, on the Discord about I can't stay calm. How do I become calm? I want to become calm. So that's what we're going to talk about today because see what's happening here is you're trying to force anxiety out by thinking to yourself, how can I be calm with this anxiety there? And acceptance is about understanding and realizing that maybe in this moment you're not calm. Maybe in this moment there's anxiety. Maybe in this moment there's a lot of intrusive negative thoughts going on. It's not so much about saying, okay, how do I force myself to be calm? How do I force myself to be calm? Already you're getting yourself worked up. Already you're getting yourself worked up. You see what I'm saying? You're putting all this stress on your own shoulders, getting yourself worked up, trying to answer the question, how do I force myself to be calm? And that's why the title of this stream, okay, is the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now, this comes from one of my favorite philosophers, but it's a really good analogy because it kind of puts things into perspective, right? A lot of times when anxiety comes on and panic comes on and these negative intrusive thoughts come on, and by the way, I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started. We might as well just jump right into it, all right? So, when these negative intrusive thoughts come and this anxiety comes and this panic comes, a lot of times what we do and what I used to do was jump into the mindset of, oh God, how do I make it go away? How do I become calm? How do I become calm? How do I become calm? You know, get into the meditation stance. How do I become calm? No. I don't know how else to put that. No. That is not the way you should go about it. And let me explain why that is. Because the more you work yourself up trying to force a state of calm, trying to force the anxiety out, trying to force the thoughts out, what are you doing? Let's picture you have, and this is the title of the stream. Let's picture you have this bowl of water, this muddy water in front of you, and that muddy water is your anxiety. It is your mind, it's your body in the anxiety state, right? You got this big bowl of muddy water. Now, what do you do with that big bowl of muddy water if you want it to become clear? You want to become calm, right? That's like saying, I want the muddy water to become clear. What do you do? When you try to force the muddy water to become clear, you stick your hand in it, you start splashing around in it, splash, 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 splash. You're just messing it all up, right? Is that going to make the muddy water become clear? No, it's just going to stir it all up. It's just going to stir it all up. Like Jesse said in the comments, you're just adding more dirt to the water. It's the same thing as grabbing a handful of dirt and throwing it in the bowl, right? That's not going to get the muddy water to become clear. Now, if you want the muddy water to become clear, let's say, okay, I'm sitting in front of this muddy water. It's muddy. I want it to become clear. Do I stick my hand into it? Do I add more dirt to it? Do I splash around in it? What do I do if I want this muddy water to become clear? I don't do anything with it. I realize that the muddy water is muddy, and that's that. That's life. That's reality. This is what I'm faced with at the moment. I'm anxious, right? I've got these feelings. I've got these negative, intrusive thoughts. This is what I'm faced with at the moment. But if I want it to become clear, I don't start thrashing around in it. And so when people throw around terms like meditation and the present moment and acceptance, and I call it the two main keys, living your life, right? Just going and living your life, even though there's some anxiety there, some negative intrusive thoughts there, and, not following or fighting with these negative intrusive thoughts or feelings. That is the two main keys in a nutshell. To not fight with these negative intrusive thoughts, right? Because if they had a solution, you would have already come to it by now, or you wouldn't be here, and just living your life. That is the two main keys. And why that works, okay, and why Dr. Clear Weeks came up with the acceptance method is because it's the same concept as wanting to clear up that dirty water. It's the same concept as wanting to clear that dirty water. If you've got dirty water in front of you, you don't thrash around in it or splash around in it to try to clear it up. So when it comes to things like the two main keys, back to my point, when it comes to things like the two main keys and acceptance and meditation, blah, 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 don't get confused on terms. It all is the same thing at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all of these terms and all of these philosophies and these programs and these methods, they all come back to the same thing. They all come back to the same thing at the end of the day, even though they're all worded a bit differently. It all comes back to be with your feelings. Okay, you don't have to like the anxiety necessarily. Be with the negative intrusive thoughts. They come, they go, they want your involvement. The feelings want you to fight with them and run away from them. But whether we're talking about the two main keys or acceptance or meditation, it's all the same thing. It all comes down to the same thing, which is the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So let's say today I'm feeling anxious, I'm getting negative intrusive thoughts. You know what? I'm going to remind myself that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. And this is what retrains your brain, getting on with your life. Okay, so I've got these feelings of anxiety, I've got these negative intrusive thoughts coming and going, but I'm reminding myself that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Because how far has fighting gotten you? How far has splashing around in that muddy water gotten you? Has the muddy water gotten any clear from the fighting and the splashing around and should I do this, should I do that, blah, 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 blah? Has it gotten any clear since you've been attempting to do that? Obviously not, or you wouldn't be on my channel right now. Obviously not, or you wouldn't be watching this video. If it worked for you, you wouldn't be here, right? So obviously splashing around in the dirty water is not working out too well. So let's say, okay, let's say whether we're talking about meditation or the present moment or the two main keys or acceptance, let's say that it all comes down to one thing. Let's make it as simple as possible. You guys know I love to make shit as simple as possible. Let's say it all has to come down to one grand thing. What would that one grand final thing be? It would be the title of this stream. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. You can call it, I'm living my life to retrain my brain. You can call it, I'm practicing being more mindful. You can call it, I'm living more in the present moment. You can call it whatever the hell you want to call it. But at the end of the day, Whether you call it retraining your brain, I'm living my life today to retrain my brain and to show my brain that anxiety is not needed. Or whether you say, I'm living my life today to be more mindful and not fight with my negative, anxious thoughts and feelings. Whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, what does it come down to? It comes down to the title of this stream. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So when I tell you to live your life, okay, and to not fight too much or give too much credit to those negative, intrusive thoughts, that's not to say you're not allowed to have a mind. The mind is a great thing, but when it comes to those negative, intrusive thoughts, not to give them too much credit and just live your life with these thoughts and feelings. They'll clear themselves up the longer you go without adding so much stress and strain to yourself. When I say that, or when another philosopher, when a philosopher out there, you watch these videos, they say, be more mindful. Again, what does it all come down to? Leave the muddy water alone. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So you can call it what you want to call it. You can come up with your own philosophy in your head. Today I'm living to retrain my brain. That's why I'm doing this. Or today I'm living to be more mindful. Or today you can come up with whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it. It all comes down to the same thing, guys. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Right? So I don't care what you want to call it. I don't care if you want to use this term or that term. Don't get so confused and caught up and wrapped up in terms. It all comes down to that. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. And I know you guys probably get sick of me here saying the same thing over and over, but I'm trying to make this as clear and as straightforward for you as possible, that you don't have to get so caught up on this and that and this term and what does this mean and blah 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 blah. It's really easy to start obsessing about recovery itself. It's really easy to start obsessing about why this works, how this works. And we've covered all that in the past, but it's really easy to start obsessing about this whole recovery thing itself, right? So to make it as simple as possible for you guys, which I've always tried to make that my main goal, I want you to just understand that it comes down to the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Not thrash around in it, not splash around in it, right? So, a few final points that I want to make. It's okay to have a thinking mind. It's okay to have a mind. It's a great tool. It's okay to daydream about the person of your dreams, right? It's okay to daydream about this or your goals. It's okay to have goals. It's okay to accomplish in life. But all I'm simply saying is, when it comes to these negative, intrusive thoughts that you didn't ask for to begin with, when it comes for these anxious feelings, when it comes to these things that you don't necessarily like, right? I want you to just understand that one thing. With acceptance and living life and retraining your brain or whatever you want to call it, it comes down to the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So Today, guys, if you're noticing that you're doing the same thing you've done for a long time, which is fighting with these thoughts and feelings instead of just living your life like you want to do deep down, right? Understand that you're just splashing around in the muddy water. And that hasn't been working out very well for you, obviously, or you wouldn't be here, right? So, you you have a choice. You have a choice to continue to splash around in the muddy water, which obviously isn't working, okay? Or to live your life and understand and remind yourself as frequently as you need to remind yourself that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. If you want to adopt that mantra, if you want to even call it a mantra, and remind yourself of that frequently so that you can get on with your life, so that you can understand everything that we've talked about for so long, then so be it. Adopt it. Adopt it if you want to. Use that reminder if you need to. But when these negative, intrusive thoughts come that you didn't ask for, and these anxious feelings come that you didn't ask for, how far has fighting them gotten you? How far has continuing to lay in bed and fight them gotten you? How far has any of that gotten you? I know it's not necessarily comfortable, and I sure as shit know that it's not necessarily fun. But understand that we create a lot of this muddy water by continuing to splash around in it, right? So, as these thoughts and feelings come today, and you make the choice to live your life anyway, Understand that when you start to notice that there's a lot of resistance in you and you start to fight with these thoughts, you start to fight with your feelings, you can simply come back to that statement. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to finish doing the dishes. Right? The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to finish sweeping the porch. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to enjoy my dinner. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to clean up my space. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to go walk my dog. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to make my bed. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to go take that shower. The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Now I'm going to, we could go on and on. We could go on and on with so many millions and millions of examples. But I hope you understand the straightforward nature that I'm trying to get you to adopt. Because a lot of this anxiety stuff is so overcomplicated that honestly, in my humble opinion, it is fucking ridiculous just how overcomplicated all of this information that a lot of people are spitting out really is. In my humble opinion, with no disrespect to anyone in particular, it is honestly fucking ridiculous just how overcomplicated anxiety information is. Anxiety is your body's protection mechanism, and you have your foot on the gas. Anxiety is your body's protection mechanism that you continue to fight with, right, instead of doing the dishes. Anxiety is your body's protection mechanism, and that includes these negative, intrusive, protective thoughts, right, that you continue to fight with instead of walking your dog. Okay? So, I know how it feels to be in that place, and I know how overwhelming all of this information can seem. It seems like you've got so much to learn, but you really don't. Every stream that we've ever done, every video that we've ever done, maybe we've worded it differently as the years have gone by, but the main point has always remained the same. And that main point boils down to the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So that means live your life. Live your life and understand that your built-in protection mechanism is not out to hurt you or harm you. It is out to protect you. And the more you fight with it, and that includes the negative, intrusive, protective thoughts, the more it wants to help you. And that is the cycle, right? So when we boil it down to bare bone minimum at the end of the day, the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. You can put it whatever way you want to put it. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But let's make it as simple and as straightforward as possible. Live your life today, right? Live your life today for you, right? Go at your own pace. Perfection is not required. I know it's not necessarily easy. I know it's not necessarily fun. You're learning something new, right? And I know that sometimes, to put it as simple as possible, sometimes this shit really just sucks. Sometimes this shit really just sucks. You get so wrapped up in it, you get so involved in it, and you've taken in all this overcomplicated information, and you don't know which way to turn. And that's exactly why I made this stream right here. The title of this stream is Everything. The title of this stream is Everything. And all it simply means is, and I'll give you one last example, the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So you're sitting there and you've got these feelings and you've got these negative, intrusive, protective thoughts that are ridiculous, right? What do? You can simply remind yourself the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone and then go do the dishes, right? Nova's getting excited over here. So this stream, and the point of this stream was to make it as straightforward and as simple as possible, because honestly it's overcomplicated to a degree that's just overwhelming for a lot of people, and it doesn't need to be that way. And that's why my main goal since starting this channel, since day one, has always been to be as simple and as straightforward as possible, right? That's why that's always been my goal, because in my humble opinion, this information is way too fucking overcomplicated and overwhelming. And that's why I've always tried to make it as simple and straightforward as possible. Now, I know your mind is going to tell you, living by this statement, the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone, and then go do the dishes, for example, right? There's millions of examples. I know your mind's going to tell you, too good to be true. I've got to do something. I've got to keep fighting this anxiety. That's what your mind's going to tell you. But even though your mind tells you that, Whatever negative thing your mind is trying to tell you, you can simply remember the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone and then go do the dishes anyway. Right? Now, I love you guys, and that was the main point of today's stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's get caught up on some comments here. How have you guys been? Let me know how you've been in the comments. Thanks for this stream, bro. No problem, Sanchez. It's good to see you, man. Yeah, it has been a minute. My notifications aren't coming in on time. Weird. Yeah, YouTube sometimes just it does that. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. Sometimes it just does that. The notification bell is not the most reliable thing in the world. Facepaint, hey, been a hot minute. Hope you're well. Facepaint, what is up? Missed you. How you been? Yeah, guys, if you enjoy these streams, make sure you give them a like. It really does help me grow the channel. Speaking of the channel, let's see. I know we're extremely, extremely close to 10K subs. It's so exciting. We are right around the corner. We are at 9,714 subs as of right now. As of this moment, we are so close, guys. Like 300 away. So close. Ooh, that is exciting. What's up, Craig? Welcome to the stream. Yes, exactly, Jesse, exactly. So full of knowledge. I love it. Hi, I found you a couple of weeks ago, and this is my first time joining the live chat. Well, welcome, welcome. We are a family here, so we welcome you with open arms. Craig, thank you so much for the $20 tip. Craig, can we get a shout out to Craig in the chat, please? Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Craig, my man Craig. I appreciate it, bro. Let's get a hashtag Craig in the chat, guys. Let's get a hashtag Craig. Show them that we're thankful and grateful. Hashtag Craig or hashtag K to make it even more simple. I don't want to be afraid of anything because fear is stopping me from doing things I want to do. I just want to do whatever I want. So you say I don't want to be afraid of anything because fear is stopping me. Do you see the contradiction here? So the thing about it is, it's not about not wanting to not be afraid of anything. It's about realizing that your body and mind might be afraid of some of the things that you want to do in life, right? But you do it anyway, because the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. So it's not about saying, oh, I hope I go into this situation being fear-free, right? Because already you're stoking the fire. Already, before you've even opened the door, you're stoking the fire with the mindset of, I hope I can go into this and be fear-free. So let's change that mindset to, I'm going to continue to live my life and do the things I want to do and enjoy my life, right? Whether I'm fearful or not. Because the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone, right? Right? So before you even open the door, when you've got the mindset of, I hope I don't have any fear while I do this thing, well, then you're already stoking the fires. You're already telling your mind there's a problem, right? You're already telling your mind there's an issue, that there's something to protect yourself from. When there's nothing to protect yourself from, anxiety is simply anxiety, right? Your built-in protection mechanism is simply your built-in protection mechanism. So before you've opened the door, you're already stoking the fires of anxiety by saying, I hope I go into this being fear-free. Well, then you're already telling yourself there's something to worry about. Whether you're experiencing anxiety symptoms or whether you're experiencing negative intrusive thoughts or both, they go hand in hand, right? Simply remind yourself the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. And however I feel is however I feel, right? This is essentially taking the foot off the gas pedal. This is what this is. This is taking the foot off the gas pedal. Oh, I've streamed a few times since then, but it's been like, how many streams have I done since we had that stream? That stream, like, oof, that I'd never seen that coming. That was mind blowing. We have 3 streams since then, so we've not been on the daily grind. I've been doing some other things, but we have had a few streams since then. I know it's kind of like if I'm not doing the daily streams and they're kind of just like here and there, people kind of lose track of them. They kind of lose track of them. But don't forget, guys, you can always check out the channel whenever you want to. Any streams that are worthy of being uploaded will be uploaded. They're always uploaded. So if you miss anything, you can always check out the channel, see if there's any new content on it. But at the end of the day, guys, I don't want you binge watching the same stuff over and over. You gotta, you gotta go live the life. You gotta go live your life, right? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You do have to go live your life. Greetings from Taiwan. Greetings. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Wonder Bro. How are you? What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. You can retrain your brain, guys. You can live your life. You can be the person that you want to be. Hey, hey, Wonder Bro. Hey, everyone. What's up, Denise? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Your site, blah, 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 tongue-tied. You're so right, Wonder Bro. It's been 4 months. My mind is changing, retraining. Does take a while, but I'm in a way better place from your advice. But I do as much of a normal daily activities. Yes. So, I mean, sometimes it does take time, and that's fine. Again, if you're worrying about it, you're stoking the fire. Will, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. There we go. We actually had the music today. I remembered. Will, thank you so much, dude. Holy shit, coming in with a $50 tip. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys so much. Seriously, Craig, Will, let's give these guys a big shout out. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for breaking and doubling the tip goal. I really appreciate it. You don't ever have to do that. Don't feel obligated, but thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate it. Let's give them both a huge shout out in the chat. Come on, guys. Huge shout out to Craig and Will today. Appreciate it, guys, for real. Thank you, thank you. And Sanchez, dude, congrats on the progress, man. You're doing great. You're doing great. Thank you so much for all the support you always show me, every single one of you. I truly appreciate it. I truly, truly appreciate it. Hey, man, back to what I was saying. Sanchez, keep going, dude. You're doing great. Sometimes it does take time, but if you sit there and you start, let's say you get the negative thought of, oh, it's been this long, and you start to fight with that, you're gonna get that, you're gonna get it going, right? You're gonna stoke that fire. Instead, just remind yourself, you know what? The best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. I'm gonna go walk my dog, right? Right? And this is a practice, coming into this and going with the flow of these anxious feelings and thoughts instead of stoking that fire. It can be a practice, and sometimes it does take time, and that's perfectly normal. Perfection is not required. I've been getting in a habit of saying that. Perfection is not required because it's just more unnecessary beating yourself up. It's just a more unnecessary stress when you sit there and start, stoking the fire of, oh gosh, it's been this long. It's just more unnecessary stress, right? Right. Yeah, shout out to Craig and Will, man. I really appreciate it, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Craig, Will, thank you guys. Stream MVPs, man. Thank you for all the love and support you guys always have shown me. Thank you to everyone who watches. I really appreciate it. But when it's time to leave the nest, it's time to leave the nest, right? Well, do your best not to stoke those fires so much. The mind might say, "Oh, well, you're making all the wrong choices. You're making all the wrong choices," and you can simply say, "I see you. I hear you." But the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. I'm gonna go do the dishes. Right? 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 All right, guys, we're gonna go to the post stream because I am going to smoke a cigarette off on the side here. Unfortunately, I don't smoke in my area anymore. So I'm going to have to take you guys with me on the phone. Oh my gosh, Nova, you have ripped all the stuffing out of that stuffed animal. You have destroyed that stuffed animal. Yeah, so I don't smoke in my space anymore because I'm trying to keep it like fresh and clean because I recently did some pretty deep cleaning, so let's see. I'm gonna get the comments pulled up. we at? Where are we at? Comments. I'm going, guys. I'm a little slow today, but I'm going. What was that? I don't even know. I hear it. I can't see it. I hear it. I can't see it. Sanchez with the 20, man. Hey, I really appreciate that, dude. Shout out Sanchez. Hashtag Sanchez in the chat. I really appreciate it. Shout out Will. Shout out Craig. Sanchez, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. For real, I truly appreciate it. I believe we've got the live comments pulled up now. I think we're good. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Will. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, Sanchez, Craig. For real, guys, I appreciate it. For all you do, thank you. Thank you. You know, there's nothing wrong with rest, Craig. There's nothing wrong with having a lazy day. We all have lazy days. The whole point of this is to not put too much pressure on yourself. But at the same time, if you're just laying around fighting with yourself, you know, maybe it is time to go walk the dog, for example. It's just an example. But then again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with resting or being human or having lazy days. But you get the point. You get what I'm trying to get at. You get what I'm trying to get at. You can have a lazy day, kick your feet up, watch some TV, and when these negative intrusive thoughts come, remind yourself the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. What you feed grows, right? That's another one that I really like. What you feed grows. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way? I'm not like around my setup at the moment. I want to make sure the connection's still good. Want to make sure. Thank you guys so much, by the way. Thank you so much, Craig, Will, Sanchez. I know I keep saying it. I'm just so grateful. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a good one. If you missed it or if you're joining us late, remember videos always get uploaded on the channel. I try to give you straightforward, simple anxiety advice here. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. We're so close to 10K, man. So close to 10K. The bodily symptoms are the worst. So when you tell yourself that they are the worst, maybe we should change that mindset to, you know what, it's there. The best way to clear muddy water, I keep saying it, is to leave it alone. I'm going to live my life today, right? So maybe we change that mindset just a bit. Hey man, if you're already crying, cry and let it out. Go live your life. You know what I'm saying? It's all about removing that stress from yourself. See, that's just more stress, more strain. Is it okay to cry? You're going back and forth. Can I do this? Can I do that? I get what you're getting at, and it's okay to ask questions. But what I want you to understand is don't stress yourself out too much over these questions. If you're crying, you're crying. Okay, I feel what I feel. I'm having the thoughts that I'm having, but I'm living my life. I'm not trying to push or pull any of it. Right? I'm not adding extra strain, what Dr. Claire Weeks calls second fear. So it's more than okay to ask questions and learn, but I hope you get where I'm coming from too. This all comes down to I feel what I feel and I'm having the thoughts that I'm having, but I'm living my life, I'm retraining my brain, right? I'm not trying to push anything away or pull anything. I'm just doing what I want to do despite this anxiety, this unnecessary anxiety, these feelings and these thoughts. I'm not trying to fight with anybody or anything in my mind or body because that's just extra strain, right? Instead, I'm just living. 10K party stream, yes, we're going to have to do something for 10K. I don't know what, but we're going to have to do something. I've been using a visual aid of sand in a glass jar filled with water, and if I shake it up, it goes muddy. That resembles my anxiety. If I leave the jar alone, the sand settles and the water goes clear. Exactly. I love that. Everybody screenshot that comment and live by it right there. There you go. That's the point, man. That's the point of living life. That's the point of the two main keys, taking the strain off yourself and just living life, not pushing or pulling anything, because that's just extra stress, extra strain, keeping yourself stressed out, right? Maybe I've got these feelings and I've got these thoughts today, but I'm doing the dishes, right? We could give a million examples. I am going to come back to the face cam in just a second. We're just having a little smoke off to the side. Like I said, I no longer smoke in my area, so if you make it more inconvenient for yourself to smoke, you'll smoke a lot less if you're a cigarette smoker. So that's a little tip of the day. Little tip of the day for you. I hear the dancing cloud. Who did it? Who done it? All right, we're coming back, guys. Nova, I see you trying to get my beef jerky. I see you. Uh-huh. You thought you were gonna sneak some beef jerky while I was away. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Hey, Denise. Denise, thank you so much for the $10 tip. Denise, shout out to Denise. Let's go back to the main cam here. Man, we've got to update this. That puts us at 100 for today. Hey, I really appreciate it, guys. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's adjust that. There we go. Hey, guys, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoy the streams like you do. Most importantly, though, okay, and let me update these stream MVPs real quick. We've got a lot today. Again, thank you guys so much. Most importantly, though, guys, whether you enjoy the streams or you just enjoy hanging out in here, you know, somebody told me once upon a time that it just calms them to be in the streams, whatever the case may be, okay, for the reason that you watch these streams, for enjoyment or knowledge or whatever, okay, most importantly, I hope you're putting it into practice, right? So I hope you're living your life, and I hope you're reminding yourself, just like that comment says right there, that brilliant comment. I've been using a visual aid of sand in a glass jar filled with water. If I shake it up and it goes muddy, that resembles my anxiety. If I leave the jar alone, the sand will eventually settle, right? And the water goes clear. So I love that comment. I absolutely love that comment. But my main point is, guys, no matter why you watch these streams, whether you're healed and you just like hanging out, or you're in the process of healing, you know, or you're here for the knowledge. I'm sure most of you are here for the knowledge, right? Whatever the case may be, whyever you're watching, I hope you're putting it into play. I hope you're putting it into practice, right? Trying to take that extra stress and strain off yourself when these thoughts and these feelings come, right? I really hope so. I love that comment about the visual aid. That's awesome. That is awesome. And again, thank you guys so much for the love and support. I really appreciate it. You guys don't have to do all that you do for me, but I do. I notice it, and I am extremely grateful for it. I see you. I see you. Thank you so much. I probably look. Well, I don't know if you can actually see it like on stream, but I'm a little red. I've been spending a lot of time in the sun. It's been beautiful here, so I'm a little red. I'm a little toasty, but great visualization. I agree. I agree. That's a good way to kind of picture it. That's a good way to kind of picture it. Hi, Chris. Pleased I caught you today. Welcome, Jonathan. It's good to see you, dude. How you been? Had a little setback today. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be a setback. It can just be good practice, right? That's what we always say. My mind is all over the place, but the good thing is it's never as bad as it first was. Love you, Chris. Much love right back at you, dude. And I mean, that's a perfect example. Sometimes you're going to have practice days. I wouldn't call them setbacks. It's just a practice day. I don't like the term setback, you know. Don't beat yourself up like that. It's a good practice day, and as long as you're not shaking that jar up, just like that comment says, right, and you just let it settle, eventually it'll settle, right? Just live your life. Try to keep it as simple and as straightforward as possible so you don't start overthinking it and overcomplicating it when it doesn't need to be. So, congrats on the progress, dude, and it's not a setback. It's just a practice day, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely zero wrong with that. So, congrats. You know, a lot of people think, well, if I have anxiety today or if I have a lot of negative thoughts today, that means I'm doing something wrong. No, no, it's a perfect retraining practice day if you have a lot of anxiety and a lot of negative thoughts today. As long as you're not shaking that glass up, right? As long as you're not splashing around in that muddy water. And just like the title of this stream says, the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. If you're practicing that and just living your life, then you're retraining your brain. Pat yourself on the back. Success is not measured by calm days. Success is when you're having those days like you just described, but yet you're using the advice and you're living life and you're retraining your brain. That is success. So don't think, oh, I've got to have perfect calm days every single day during this journey or I'm going backwards. That is absolutely wrong, right? Don't beat yourself up like that. Congrats on the progress that you have made. Take advantage of this practice day, right? Growth spurts, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're so close, guys. We're so close to the 10K mark. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, whether you're watching right now or watching in the future, I see you. I see you. I don't actually see you, but I believe you're there. And if you are there, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to that 10K mark. We'd love to have you. We would love for you to be a part of our family here. Nightbot advertising the Twitch stream. I don't really stream on Twitch all that often. In fact, I haven't in a very long time, but that might, maybe no promises, might be something we get into more regularly in the future. So if you are a gamer and want to go ahead and click on that link there in the chat and join us over on Twitch, maybe or maybe not be a thing in the future. I'm not sure, but if you would like to do that, there is the link. I was told by a doctor it's fight or flight. Yes, it's always good to get told by a doctor. It's always good to get diagnosed. Obviously, I think that kind of goes without saying. However, you told by a doctor it's fight or flight. You're told by a doctor it's anxiety. All right, well, now it's time to stop putting the foot on the gas. It's not about how do I turn it off. When you're asking the question, how do I turn it off? Well, then you're already working yourself up, and that's not what your goal should be. Because if I've got an anxious feeling that's happening, well, it's too late, it's already happening. If I start asking myself the question, how do I turn it off, how do I turn it off, we're already getting worked up. Take a step back. Don't ask yourself the question, how do I turn it off? Okay, ask yourself the question, can I ride this wave without trying to go against the wave, right? Can I ride this wave without trying to stand up against this wave? Can I just go with this flow, right? Because it's already happening. The anxiety is already happening. So when you ask yourself the question, how do I turn it off? Well, then you're just setting yourself up for a world of obsession and extra stress. Simply remind yourself, it's already happening. Going to go with the flow. It's not about how do I turn it off. It's about realizing that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone, right? And then just go live your life. So I hope that helps you out there, bro. I hope that answers your question. And that's why the two main keys are what they are. Live your life, and you don't have to fight with these thoughts so much, right? You can simply remind yourself the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone, and now I'm going to go walk my dog. And if your mind says, well, it's not going away, it's not going, the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. It is what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I appreciate everyone for watching. Thank you so much. It was a great stream, and I hope you take something from it. One last question here. Jonathan says, how do you break the old bad mental habits? By understanding that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone, right? By understanding that the best way to clear muddy water is to leave it alone. Don't search for the magic formula or the secret phrase, because that doesn't exist. What you feed grows, and that's all you need to know, right? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you so much for all that you do for me. Have a very, very, very happy Sunday. Or Saturday, rather. Rather, it's Saturday, right? Saturday. Okay, I got my days mixed up, but I caught myself. Wait a minute. Before we get out of here, we got one more tip coming in. Jerry says, thanks for all you do, Chris. You're helping a lot of people, including myself. Have been watching some Dr. Claire Weeks videos on YouTube. What a lady, but you help to bring. Hold on, let's see if I can read the rest of this tip note here. Let's see if I can pull up the rest of this tip note. It kind of cut me off there. But you help to bring her teachings right up to date. Never stop doing what you're doing, bro. Hey, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you to all of you today. Will, Craig, Sanchez, Denise, Jerry. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for just watching. Thank you for choosing me, because there is a lot of different outlets out there. So I am honored, okay? And I am honored and so grateful that you have chosen me. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. And let's see, is there anything else we need to address, Nova? Anything we're leaving out? I don't believe so. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. We are so close to 10K, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, right there, stay awesome. The best way to clear money.